Hi, welcome to Beginning Ukulele. Today's lesson, we're going to be doing the preparation for the song Beautiful Kauai. The song should be pretty easy. You should know all the chords. It should be pretty easy for you. We're going to review the vamp, which was introduced to you earlier, so this should also be a review. And we're also going to be utilizing the up and down strum. Like I said earlier, you should be using the up and down strum for whatever you're doing nowadays, unless specified by the specific lesson. So at this time, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and get your music sheet. Beautiful Kauai. Go ahead and pause the tutorial and grab your song sheet, music sheet, Beautiful Kauai, and go ahead and grab your ukulele while you're at it, or tune it up, and come on back. We'll start in about a second. Okay, so you got all your stuff. Let's go ahead and check our tuning. G, C, E, A. Please make sure that your ukulele is in tune before we start. If not, please tune it up with your tuner. Pause the tutorial and come on back. Okay, so like I said, we covered this before. You should already know the vamp, meaning that D7, G7, C. This is the standard vamp in the key of C. So if a song is in the key of C, this would be the standard Hawaiian vamp for that key. Also keep in mind, the vamp follows the strum pattern 2, 2, 4. You notice I got it written under the chords. So D7, 2 strums, G7, 2 strums, C, 4 strums. That's how we're going to do the vamp. Also keep in mind that I talked in a previous tutorial that this vamp is also used in other styles of music, jazz, rock, pop, contemporary. So it just depends on the chord progression that you're wanting in the song. Very popular progression in jazz. Now keep in mind what I said. This is the progression for the key of C. In other words, these chords are only used in the key of C. If we were playing in another key, like let's just say the key of G, well, these chords would change. However, you have an introduction to what this style of music is, and however, we're not going to be doing jazz in this course, but in this lesson we're learning Hawaiian music, and it's a pretty easy format to follow. Okay, so if you need to, pause the tutorial, do a chord cog exercise for these 3 chords, because we're going to start in about a second and we're going to do the vamp. Okay, here we go. So we're going to be doing the D7, G7, and C, 2, 2, and 4. Up and down strum. You already know where your strum zone is, and you know how to do the up and down strum as discussed in the previous tutorial. Okay, so let's get started. 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay. Now we're going to try it one more time. Maybe just a little bit slower. Okay. But basically, you want to keep it about that speed when you do play with the tutorial. Okay. So once again, one more time. Maybe a little bit slower. Up and down strum. If you need to pause the tutorial to do the chord cog exercise, because you're kind of messing up, pause the tutorial, do the chord cog exercise, come on back, we'll start in a second. Okay, so you're ready. A little bit slower, not a whole lot. Up and down strum, you know where your strum zone is. Keep your hand relaxed, tap your foot. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So if you need to back up the tutorial, try that a couple of times, or just keep repeating that pattern. Get comfortable. Keep repeating the pattern. It's kind of a nice, fun little vamp, fun little pattern to repeat. Okay, don't forget it's an up and down strum. Now when you do move on to the next tutorial and play buenoukulele, make sure you are tapping your foot, okay? Always remember, anytime you're playing a song, you're tapping your foot. Okay, so what we're going to do now real quick is we're going to preview the music, making sure we can do all the chords. This should not be a problem. All these chords are really easy, okay? You've done them a lot during the course. So right now we're looking at the music, buenoukulele, and looks like you can pretty much do it the standard way. So I'm starting with a C. I'm on the first line. There's an island across the C. The first line is C, F, and C. Here we go. So just kind of follow with me. So you got a C, next you got an F, switching to an F. Next you got a C. Next line, second line, C, G7, C. Quick change to G7, back to a C on the third line, F, C. Last fourth line, C, G7, C, and then C7. Moving into the bridge, which is in the midst of vibrato, F, Mother Nature, C. Next line is a D7, and the next line is a G7, and then you can do the last verse by yourself. Okay, so make sure that you can go through all the chords of the song comfortably before you play it. If you can do that, you can play the song probably the first time very successfully. And keep in mind, the reason why we do these techniques is to increase the success of you playing the song with very minimal mistakes, if not playing it perfectly the first time around. And the whole idea is to teach you how to play whatever it is, practicing or playing. You want to encode, you want to send the correct information. So in other words, you want to play the song correctly the first time around. So you want to send that correct information to your brain, okay? So the more times you can send correct information to your brain, the more times you can reproduce the correct information. Now if you mess up, your brain doesn't care. Mistakes, non-mistakes, it doesn't care. It's going to just regurgitate, just bring back whatever information you gave. You give wrong information, it's going to give you back wrong information. So the object is to always give the right information the first time. This even goes with your studies. If any of you are going to school, whatever grade level you're at, grade school, middle school, high school, college, grad school, the more correct information your brain gets, the more it's going to reproduce it. The more mistakes you give it, it's just going to give you back exactly what you gave. Okay, so give it a try. Try to get comfortable with it, and once you feel you're comfortable and ready, moving on for the next lesson, we shall see you there.